Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, a new game out that allows you to play through the American Civil War as either a Confederate or Union sort of supreme commander with both grand strategy elements and tactical warfare elements. We're returning to episode number 43 in the series. I don't need to go too much more into what this game is because we've already seen a whole bunch of it on the channel, but we're returning to episode 43 in the midst of the battle for Philadelphia. I know that's not the name of the battle on the map here, but we're just outside Philadelphia, fighting for the city. And if we do manage to drive the federal forces back here, then we will likely take Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the second Union capital in the game. The first was Washington, D.C., which we already took over. And so now we're really just trying to deliver the coup de grace to the Union war effort. Their national morale is low. If we do take another capital, I believe we'll fall by another 10 points, which will drop it below the surrender. So I believe if we win this battle, we win the war. This is the second day of the battle. We are outnumbered heavily by the federal forces. We have just a single corps of Confederate troops assaulting here. So at the end of the day, we're outnumbered almost 2-1. That being said, we've been chipping away at their lead in terms of manpower, and now we've got a pretty strong position along a wood line and along a trench where the Federals have to come at us across open ground in bad weather. It's raining, and so the situation isn't great for the attack. The problem with that is it basically wholly depends on them coming at us, and you only have so much ammo in the game. The game is very strange with regards to how it handles ammunition in small arms units. You run out of ammo not terribly quickly, but it's not realistic in the sense that you don't have the ability to rearm. I think they're probably doing some sort of assumptions, or assumptions might be the wrong word. I think they're probably doing some simplification where instead of having a wagon that goes around in the map to reload units, you just have a slower burn through of ammo. So you start with 60 rounds, but you can rout an enemy brigade after 5 or 6 rounds or volleys in many cases. And so yes, you do have just the same amount of ammo as historical, but you do way more damage with that ammo. That's my thought. I'm not sure. In any event, we're jumping back into this thing. This is the second part of this battle for Philadelphia, and this is taken from a Twitch live stream on my channel over there. So if you are interested, there's a link in the description, and that's enough of me rambling. So let's jump back into the battle. Now we've got another enemy brigade in the open. Keep coming at us one at a time. It's just like Fredericksburg. Got some troops moving in the north. Looks like they're coming in column down to us. The rain is really working in our favor at this point because it's really hindering any kind of battlefield movement. It plays a factor in wearing our own troops out too when we try and move just small changes in our disposition, but for the moment anyway, with the enemy assaulting our positions, it's playing in our favor. And again, we've positioned ourselves mostly on this tree line while the enemy's in a swamp, slogging through rain toward troops they can't fully see. So it's not a good day to be a Yankee. I think an advance while firing might be smarter for them. I'm not sure. It does sacrifice accuracy and rate of fire. They're getting hit on 3 sides now. So this brigade I don't think is going to make much of an impact. They've got 2219, so 4100, 6200 muskets are firing on these 1500 troops now. You can just see them falling apart. Their ranks are just decimated. But I don't really want to advance into a swamp in a rainstorm. Once this brigade is gone, I'm not quite sure what the best approach is. You can see the enemies, the rest of their troops are mostly in the rear of the swamp, and I don't really want to move after them. Not sure if they'll try and send more troops out to face me or not, but let's keep killing the guys who got in front of us from... Okay, they're retreating now. 50% casualties. Getting close to a comfortable difference here. Yeah, if I advance, they have the opportunity to do the same thing to me that I've been doing to them. We're going to send Pryor's brigade over here to try and take the objective. So that way, at least if we don't advance, time works in our favor. We'll gain a small number of victory points while they do nothing. Also, if I fight non-stop for the whole day, we'll run into a problem where we'll run out of ammo. So we'll sit and take some punishment now for the moment. We'll rest some troops. We'll move Brown back into the trenches. Looks like they're moving some brigades down against us in that direction. Artillery's in trouble here. Getting shot. Only about 1,000 men in that lead brigade. Did we get that other brigade to the objective yet? They are there. So that objective will start turning red. Drayton's already lost 700 men. I don't know how well he'll hold up to enemy resistance. We'll see. Let's move Brown's brigade here. They'll outnumber this lead brigade 2-1. They're not well formed up. Artillery's probably gonna rout. Well, maybe not. We'll drive them off. Alright, so I engaged with Brown. And we got a 2-1 musket advantage. A little bit of cover. The artillery's taken heavy losses. But now that we've got the infantry supporting them, maybe they'll stick around for a little bit. Doesn't look like they're shooting at the infantry though, just the artillery. We're moving on ×5 speed now, by the way. Yeah. Alright, so the battalion routed. The artillery battalion routed. Got one more battalion of artillery that probably should have been in the trenches to begin with. In any event, we're driving this lead brigade back. Over 50% casualties for them too. Somehow we switched over to a minor defeat? Is it just because of the morale hit from the retreating brigade? That doesn't make a lot of sense. We also just took the objective, didn't we? Well, it's changing hands. There we go. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Took the objective. Alright, so this should start ticking in our favor, right? Casualties are 20% to 13. Morale is better on our end slightly. They might be sending some troops to retake the objective. Okay. Can we get to nightfall on day 2 of the battle? I don't really want to try and... Oh shit. What's this? Just a detachment. It looks like some of their troops are moving. Still ticking against me for a defeat. Why? Losses are greater on their end. Routes are greater on my end, I guess. Their morale is slightly better than mine. Huh. Okay, well. Starting to run low on ammo for the day too, so. We'll see if this starts going the other direction as I earn victory points. Major victory to major defeat? Well, it's not a major victory yet. Wouldn't be great. I mean, we're trying to end the war here, so I'm trying to be cautious. They're bombarding me a bit. Let's go engage the 2nd Brigade here. Our troops are relatively fresh. We are going to be in the open, so we'll see what happens here. But I gotta think their troops won't have the stomach, at least the brigade I'm attacking, won't have the stomach to fight a ton. So they're sending out multiple detachments to come deal with me. We're not shooting at the brigade I wanted to. Grab the scriptures off here. Two pretty beat up brigades down here we're both now shooting at. The skirmishers aren't giving much of a fight. Alright, so they're gonna advance. Good for us. Keep advancing, don't shoot. Pryor's losing pretty heavy casualties. He may end up robbing. This may have been a mistake. We'll see. Or no, Pryor already had those casualties though, mostly, I think. So yeah, we'll see. How about you don't get yourself bumped like that? Mistake. Retreat. Don't break, please. Okay, they retreated. Hoping they... Oh, they broke. Fucking A. Well, the defeat bar's swinging more against us. Maybe we can rout the 2nd Brigade here. They're retreating. They've lost over half their strength. You'd think these guys would have routed from the map. But they're not. Not yet, anyway. They're just all gonna die. Our morale is considerably worse than theirs now. We did just rout the 2nd Brigade here. I'm hoping that's the last time these guys are willing to fight in this battle. Fire, start shooting at these guys. Got about equal numbers. Lost about equal men. But you've got the advantage that they're forming up and coming at you before you actually start taking fire. And another returning fire. So we're at 900 casualties for the... Oh, the enemy broke. Or at least they're pulling back. So they did not last long against Pryor's brigade. At least they fell back. They realized they were taking too many casualties. Our troops are wavering, but it looks like they're breaking. Alright, let's pause here for a sec. Battalion commanders march from the battlefield with 100 men, 50 cavalry, and 5 guns heading west. Okay, I think that's the enemy. And my battalion is withdrawn. Yeah, that was our artillery battalion. So pull back here. Pryor did good work there, routed 2 enemy brigades. I don't think he can keep shooting at them. Still says we're suffering a minor defeat. Their morale is still better than ours. Despite the fact that they've lost considerably more men than we have. Promote Pryor? We'll see. Like, why is he broken over here? You're nervous. About what, sir? About what? And I'm going to try and fast forward to the next day. I do not want to fight anymore today. Although maybe this brigade's going to come fight me. We can get you over into this position. Maybe we can have a 2-brigade flank attack on this 2nd enemy brigade. A little uneasy with the skirmishers where they are. It looks like we're going to engage the enemy skirmishers. Hopefully they don't rout me. I've already taken so many casualties they might. Doesn't look like it. Oh my god, the skirmishers are swarming us. Alright, can we... I know I'm playing at, like, stupidly high speed. Alright, can we rout this brigade here? 1,300 muskets versus 1,500. He's low on ammo, though. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get Branch to fire on his flank. We've got these skirmishers over here that are playing havoc. It's 1,800 hours, so it's almost nightfall anyway. Route these guys good, then it might hurt their morale more. Like you can see here, the minor victory thing is starting to swing back to us. Morale is about even now. Manpower, they've got 38,000 men left. They started with 38, they're down to 27. We started with 18, we're down to 15. I just don't know what the supply situation's. I'm a little bit nervous what the supply situation might look like tomorrow. Nice, we routed these guys. Somehow it's swinging back over to a minor defeat. Now it's back to a minor victory. Ugh. How emotionally connected do I get to a brigade? I don't know. I suppose you could get emotionally connected to a brigade. I'm not sure I do. And they broke. Bastards. This just became a frickin' battle of skirmishers, which is a little obnoxious. Alright, so we have this unit route, which means our morale is back in the toilet. Can you guys rally again? You really need to do better. This is the battle for the war, guys. Oh, we've got multiple brigades, by the way, firing into this ending line. They also have multiple skirmisher units peppering me to death. End of day. Okay. Troops resupplied. To what extent? These guys, 34 rounds, 39 rounds, 33 rounds, 33 rounds, 34, 33. God, our supply situation is not great. Branches Brigade, 34. Pryor, who was on the flank, 34. So what is this? What? Okay, great. Deployment. I got it. I got it. Okay, continue. Like, does it stay here? Deploy forces for the battle. Great. Go away. Whatever. Okay, so let's deploy. These guys are already in the trenches. It didn't break. Still here. Alright, you didn't lose that many men. Let's pull you back over here into this wood line. Pryor, you're going to pull back over here. You lost quite a few men. Let's deploy Pryor in. Let's have Pryor like set up in reserve. And Branch will also put in reserve. Smith is in a little bit better shape, so we'll deploy him here. And the artillery, which for whatever reason never moved, we'll deploy in the trenches up here. Okay. So we're starting the day off in an engagement with some enemy skirmishers to our front. It's still raining? Is this a never-ending rain? Just like a 3-day rainstorm? Alright, the enemies... Are all their troops still on the field? They've got 40,000 men. Dear God. Morale has got a slight recovery here. Yeah, must be a tropical depression. All right, let's speed through this little fight here with these skirmishers. I don't know if Drayton's going to hold. Taken quite a bit of punishment. You can see his loss resilience is almost maxed out. He's certainly going to waste a whole bunch of ammo against these skirmishers. Part of me wonders if we can just sit back and do nothing for the whole day and get more ammo. That would be great. because we really didn't get enough replenishment. Detachment routed. And Drayton is now using this ammo against another enemy detachment. They're just gonna freaking skirmisher me to death. But nope, now the 1st Brigade's fighting. So Drayton versus the 1st Brigade. 1st Brigade apparently has some cover here. Let's bring Brown forward to fire into their flank. I don't think, even though he's in the entrenchments, I'm not sure he can hold. Enemy's got 1,800 men. It is a brigade that's lost 900 men so far. And that's not great. Are they moving against me too? Oh, that's a detachment. It's freaking skirmishers. How about you come up? You said units were going to be in reserve. Let's go ahead and move them forward. I don't know how long our troops can keep this up. It looks like they're coming toward me again through the swamp, which if I can hold in the north would be great. They're gonna wear themselves out. 1st Brigade's pulling back some. I know I'm accelerating time. He's already burned through like all of his ammo today. It's 7 o'clock. A lot of these enemy brigades haven't fought too hard either, so they probably are much better ammunition situations. They're gonna mass up and move against my troops here in these woods. They're going to come in fragmented against probably the freshest brigades I have. So hopefully that works out for us. Maybe Polk can... I wish you could resupply troops midday, like in Scourge of War. Just going to keep sending detachments, huh? Our morale is about even with them. Their routes are slightly worse. Losses are worse. Objectives are better on our end now, too. Alright, here they come. 40 rounds is 100%, like, that's the right amount of rounds, but they're... Like in Scourge of War, you can replenish throughout the day. You know, there's sort of a famous painting at Gettysburg where there's, I'm not sure if it's the Iron Brigade, but there's a brigade that's at the front line fighting. And then there's a wagon riding behind the line, right behind the firing line, tossing carts of ammo out to them so that they can, you know, replenish themselves while they're fighting. And, you know, games like Scourge of War do have that replenishment aspect. So does Ultimate General. But for whatever reason, this game just doesn't. I like the way that, you know, ammunition costs money, you have to produce it, there's a whole supply side to the economy there. You don't really manage that, but it still occurs, right? Like, I think that's a cool little feature of the game. But then the in-battle, I think too many casualties are caused per round of ammo fired, but then not enough ammunition is available to you for these, like, multi-day engagements. Maybe it's just abstracting things and it's trying to say, like, you know, you're gonna run low on ammo as a battle wears on, which I suppose that would be accurate, but okay, so we routed one brigade, it looks like, in the south. North, I think we must outrange these guys because we were just blazing away at this 4th Brigade here. Well, the enemy troops that were coming at us through the swamp seem to have mostly held up. The 3rd Brigade had suffered over 2,400 casualties. We guys are just skirmishers. The 1st Brigade here suffered over 50% casualties as well. Assumed we already played Napoleon Total War 3. I mean, I have played Napoleon Total War. But this is a different game. We haven't played it on this stream, if that's what you're asking. Not today. Major victory now, if we can get them to ever retreat. It was Zulu Dawn. I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time I watched that. Okay, this brigade's coming in fresh. 2,600 men. Give them hell, Polk. I don't have a lot of ammo to hit you, but we're gonna hit you in the flank and the front. This entire blue wave. Oh my god, of Yanks. Right, they're pulling back. Didn't do much damage to Polk. He lost about 100 men. Drayton had already lost almost 1,000 men, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, ammunition is a problem. Looks like our guns got abandoned there. Send a detachment to go man those guns. Second Brigade is engaging us. They have 350 men left. That's it. Holy hell. Just give me... This is like that scene in Gods and Generals at Fredericksburg, where Lee is talking to Longstreet, and Longstreet's like, we should be prudent or whatever, and Longstreet's response is, give me enough ammunition and I'll kill every last one of them. Everybody's low on ammo. Alright, so this brigade, the 2nd Brigade, routed. They didn't lose anywhere near their complement. They could have. The 2nd Brigade is gonna probably all die. Because they're not even routing, they're just sitting there taking casualties. I guess the one thing they are doing is they're expending Smith's ammo. They are really coming in. Like, this is a pretty formidable wave. Major victory because of casualties, although if I lose 6% more of my force, it'll no longer be a major because you can't lose, or our own losses may not top 24%. That will probably happen. This will probably not become a major victory. Almost a Pyrrhic victory of sorts. But we should at least open the road to Philadelphia. Another enemy brigade routing. Only 75 men left. That's not a brigade. That's not even a regiment. That's a battalion. It wasn't war. It was murder. Yeah, their development thing is weird, Neuhauser. The company listed on Steam is called Oliver Keppelmuller. I'm assuming that's their, like, lead coder and, guy. There's more than one guy who makes these games. There's a couple of guys. But it's like one, I think, main programmer and then a handful of other, like, someone does the art, someone does, like, I don't know, testing or whatever. Alright. Well, they're at over 30% casualties. But I can't get the damn ticker to anywhere close. Meanwhile, these enemy brigades didn't... Well, they had lost over 50%. But I really don't want to deal with all these skirmishers. Look at all of these dead bodies. Oh my god. Is this what we're shooting at? Because it doesn't seem to be... slowly but surely the casualties are ticking up. There are units overlapping, they just don't shoot through friendly lines. So, like, if part of the brigade can shoot, it will. I don't think friendly fire exists. The skirmishers are coming forward. But again, you can't fire through your own lines, so... Interesting, this brigade's just not losing that many men. We're expending our ammo on them. We'll probably rout this guy. Why are they getting victory points? Did they take the objective? They did. They sent some troops down to take the objective. Okay. Well, that makes some sense. What are they shooting at? Because it doesn't have the little target thing. It just says they're shooting, but it doesn't say who they're shooting at. Apparently part of my brigade can shoot at them, but not the whole brigade. Let's advance a little bit more. It's 9 AM and everybody's already goddamn ammo. Okay. Maybe their army's morale will break. Seems like we're all firing volleys at this brigade and it's just not losing that many men. These guys are like, it's just low. I don't know, I think they still shoot, but they just shoot at a dramatically reduced rate of fire when their ammo is basically expended. Which is not going to be great if we're now in an open field fight against the enemy. Enemy 3rd Brigade marched from the field. And we just routed this brigade. Alright, so 2 more brigades routed. It has switched to a minor victory. Probably because of casualties. Yep. This sure is becoming a battle of annihilation, though. You're out of ammo, totally, so just go sit here and relax. The enemy gonna come at me, or are we gonna have to wait for another day? Time is not necessarily on my side. Let's see if we can take this brigade out. Well, we've got a line of battle now. These are a lot of worn down troops with not a lot of ammo. But we routed the brigade in the north and the brigade in the south. The one thing we've got going for us, and I am playing on fairly high time compression, is the enemy morale is at 42, so it's considerably lower than ours, which means that we will more easily break them. I'm just a little nervous with, you know, how outnumbered we still are. They have 24,000 men to our 14,000. And given our troops are pretty badly shot up, and they have so many skirmishers which can just pepper us. They also do have a few fresh brigades. I think they're mostly cavalry, but... don't want to engage their skirmishers in open field combat. Alright. Friar, can you go push this brigade back? There's only 600 men. Now that I'm in the open, the enemy should definitely try and come down on me. Too many men. Fire's losing men. Yes, I know. Alright, 2nd Brigade routed or is retreating. Starkweather's detachment. Again, they're gaining points for holding the objective. I don't really have the ability to go take the objective at the moment. Only reason we haven't lost yet is because of the amount of routed troops that they have. This brigade's coming forward. They have not lost anything yet. Drayton fire what little ammo he has left into their flank. Coming down. Alright, one of our brigades just routed, and now it's switched over to a defeat. This is gonna end up being a defeat, guys. I can't push the bastards off the field. I don't know what the fuck to do. Not that, like, marching out into the open is a good tactic here. Alright, there goes another brigade. Our morale was hanging by a thread. And the defeat marker's almost all the way full. Man, that thing collapsed quickly. Defeat. It's just the problem is I can't, like, it all comes down to ammunition. Anyway, we lost 5,300 out of 18,000. They lost 12,000 out of 32. They can say we're defeated, but I don't agree with that at all. That's bullshit. Anyway, so the war didn't end yet. And I know many of you have asked in other videos, do you ever lose battles? Well, there's another example of us losing a battle. I think we probably lost at least 10 in this particular campaign. We win the vast majority of them, but sometimes we get stuck in positions where we are simply outmatched. I'm sure there's some way I could have microed that battle to victory, probably not gone out on the offensive against them, figured out a way to maneuver around and take the objective. But I couldn't really afford to have a brigade just sitting out there on the objective either on that 3rd day of the fight. And if I had left them there, they would have just gotten overwhelmed anyway. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it felt like that battle twofold. One, there were just too many of them. The poor weather made it hard for us to maneuver effectively. We kind of got ourselves anchored to a good defensive position, but then we didn't really have any way to force the action, and over time, things turned against us. You know, I'm sure you can critique the generalship in the chat, but that's sort of the way things went to me. And as a result, we didn't take Philadelphia. Our troops are retreating. We have another corps coming up that might be able to finish things off, but at least for now, the war will continue, and Philadelphia will remain in Union hands. With that being said, that's going to do it today for my video here on Grand Tactician, the American Civil War. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer, as always, saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.